this information appropriately. Hey fam, welcome back to another FIYA remote job stream. This is a second edition. I recorded this about 15 minutes ago and discovered when I went back and watched the recording that I had some audio issues. So I wanted to make sure I did this right. But before we dive in, let me drop some wisdom from Ecclesiastes. And that's perfect for all my job seekers out there. Whatever your hands find to do, I want you to do it with all your might. This verse isn't just about working hard, right? It's about finding purpose in what you do and giving it your absolute best. And today, I've got some good opportunities, some incredible opportunities, really, where you can do exactly that. So again, this is a second live stream. I'm not back because I think I'm cute. Actually, I know I'm cute, but I'm back to make sure you get all the information that you should have had in the first recording. So I am deleting that recording. If any of you got a notification, I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but this is the official recording and my mic is working. So today's lineup is with Mercury. We have a corporate finance lead, Hazel Health, a senior customer ops analyst, Pearson, higher education advocacy lead, and Samba Safety, a customer onboarding specialist, as well as Activus Connect, and that's a luxury brand ambassador. So whether you're a finance wizard, data detective, or fashion enthusiast, I've got something that could change your career game. So remember, two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. So don't forget to share these opportunities with someone that you know is job searching in your network. So let's grab your notepad, let's sip on your favorite drink and get comfy. Drop your questions in the comments. It's going to be a little bit difficult for me to get over to the comments section right away, but I do see you if you're over there, and I'm going to get to your question if you have one. Hit that like button. You know what's up for the algorithm, and share this with someone who's job hunting. And don't forget to subscribe. Now let's get this bread. So first up, we have a corporate finance lead with a company called Mercury. And this is a startup, right? And so the base salary for this particular role is phenomenal. It's 200 to 260K base. This is not a commission role. So it's absolute fire, right? They're revolutionizing banking for the modern age and need a financial wizard to help guide their rocket ship. So the quick rundown here, it's a lead corporate finance at a high growth fintech, multiple location options. So you've got San Francisco, NYC, Portland, Oregon, or fully remote. Now, it's a serious compensation package, and they're shaping the future of banking for real, though. And why this role is different? You're not just pushing numbers around. When I looked around at the actual description, so let's scroll over here a little bit to the left. And when we look at this description, you are literally helping build the financial infrastructure for the next generation of companies, right? And so this is strategy level stuff where your decisions directly impact how Mercury scales. And what makes this job? You're going to have direct access to executive leadership. You're going to build and lead your own team. Heavy focus on strategy, not just number crunching, massive growth potential, and actually interesting fintech problems to solve. So let's talk about the money. San Francisco, NYC, LA, Seattle. You all can look forward to $207,000 to $259,000 for a base. Other U.S. locations, $187,000 to $233,000. Canada, $196,000 to $245,000. Plus, there's an equity package and full benefits, right? A pro tip here: I know an investment banking background is going to be a major plus. It's not required, but I am just letting you know that's going to be leverage for you if you have an investment banking background. And then what Mercury really cares about is your experience scaling financial operations within a high growth environment. So if you're called for an interview, focus on the times you've built processes from scratch and manage complex financial planning cycles. That's what's going to give you the competitive edge. Now, an important note, they're really serious about that experience requirement, right? 8 years plus in a corporate FP&A. Now, FP&A stands for financial planning and analysis. And so what that is a function that involves planning, forecasting, budgeting, and analysis to support major business decisions and the overall financial health of the company. So it's ultimately guiding profitable decision making. So no shortcuts here, fam. They need someone who can handle the complexity of a regulated fintech environment. So if this opportunity resonates with you, my motto is I encourage you to apply. We're going to move over to our next opportunity with Hazel Health Careers. I noticed an opportunity for a senior customer operations analyst. So let's take a peek at that. So this particular role pays $90 to $105K per year. It's a senior customer operations analyst, and it's an absolute gem for those in my fam here on YouTube who love data and just love to slice and dice it. So Hazel Health is looking for an operations superhero to help them revolutionize healthcare for 4 million children. So it's a great opportunity with true purpose. A quick rundown here, 100% remote position, full benefits and stock options, annual performance bonus, and then you're actually making a difference in children's lives. So now this isn't your typical analyst role. You're just kind of pushing around papers. You're literally helping build the systems that get healthcare to children who need it. And Fast Company has named Hazel Health as one of the most innovative places to work as of 2023. So there are 0 customer service calls in this particular role. I know there's been an overwhelming ask to post jobs that are non-phone related, and I get it and can totally respect it. So there's 0 customer service calls, so introverts rejoice. And you're going to be working with cutting edge BI tools, direct impact on healthcare access. You're going to start up vibe with actual stability and a clear growth path. So now let's talk about the money. 90 to 105K for base salary, performance bonus potential. You get equity through stock options, a 401k match, full healthcare coverage, and generous PTO. Now, here's the pro tip for this one. They're big on data-driven decision making. So if you're called for an interview, you want to come prepared with examples of how you use data to drive real change. And even better, if you can show experience with healthcare or education data. That's not a required piece. That's my pro tip to you if you're called for an interview. And an important note, there's specific jurisdictions or states that this particular role can be hired in. So let's take a peek at that over here. And those states are Arizona, California, Colorado, DC, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Iowa, Illinois, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Missouri, Nebraska, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Texas, Tennessee, Vermont, Virginia, Washington State, and Wisconsin. So there's a number of states, right? But there are just a few that are excluded. So if you are residing in one of these states, interested in this opportunity, I encourage you to apply. And with that, we're going to move over to our next opportunity with Pearson Education. And Pearson promotes education. So it makes total sense that all of their jobs talk about the need to have an associate's or bachelor's degree. Now, you can definitely throw your hat in the ring. Sometimes it just boils down to the recruiter that gets your information and how much experience you have. So let's talk about that. If you've got 3 years experience, that is the equivalent of an associate's degree. If you've got 4 to 6 years experience, that is the equivalent to a bachelor's degree. So they may substitute that, but yet their ad does say that it is required. So this is for my international fam, right? This role is in Italy. So if you were looking to move abroad, or if you're already residing in Italy, this particular role is for you. And perhaps from just talking about it today, you may want to decide to move abroad. So to all of my international education innovators, if you're looking for a role where you can make an actual impact in higher education while working remotely, Pearson's got a game-changing opportunity that's perfect for someone who loves building relationships and driving results. So the quick rundown for this particular role is 100% remote. You lead campus ambassador and faculty advisor programs. It's perfect for education marketing pros. You're going to have a bit of occasional travel there. So if you're not looking to travel, then this one may not be for you as well. And why this role is different, this isn't your typical program management gig, right? You're building bridges between students, faculty, and one of the biggest names in education. And you'll be the mastermind behind initiatives that actually shape how students learn. What makes this job? You're going to run your own programs with serious autonomy. You're going to build and mentor teams of ambassadors. You're going to work with both students and professors, and you're going to drive real change in education. And you're going to have that remote work flexibility. Now, the must-have skills for this particular role, it says bachelor's degree or equivalent. Bachelor's degree or equivalent required. So this, you can substitute experience for the bachelor's degree. 3 years in program coordination or education marketing, leadership experience. They want you to be digital savvy. So they want you to have experience with Office 365 as well as social media. So if you're a YouTube content creator, you've already got that experience. And then people skills that make others want to follow your lead. Now, here's a pro tip. When interviewing for this role, if you're called for an interview, focus on the times that you've built relationships across different groups, like students and faculty. They're looking for someone who can speak both languages and bring people together. Now, there's an important note here. While remote, you need to be cool with occasional travel to campus events and team meetups. So think strategic pop-ins, not constant road warrior status. So let's check the chat for a minute before we move on to our next opportunity with Samba Safety. All right, we've got Sarfu here. He says he has experience in AR medical billing for a USA company. Please bring more medical billing jobs. All right, Sarfu, I will certainly post more and search for medical billing jobs. Thank you for that comment, Sarfu. I appreciate you attending the live today. And we're going to move on to our next opportunity with Samba Safety. Now, here's a sweet opportunity for my customer success peeps who just want to make roads safer while working from home. Samba Safety's got a 4.9 on Glassdoor, and that's hard to achieve. You know, satisfying people is not easy. And so when you have a 4.9 as a company, we've got to check you out. So a quick rundown on this particular opportunity, and let's go over here to the job board itself. The salary is $50,000 to $59,000 per year. It's a full remote position. Unlimited PTO for real. So let's talk about that unlimited PTO. In the backdrop, there is a policy with a cap on it. You just don't know what that is. And so what I mean by that is you can request the PTO. It'll probably be it will be approved up until a certain point. And so that particular cap could be 4 weeks, 20 days, 25 days. It could be 6 weeks. But when you hit that magic number, any additional time approved will have to be approved by a senior director or above. So every company has that has an unlimited PTO policy. And a lot of companies are becoming more savvy, right? Unlimited PTO, they're being more strategic, saying that you still have to have a window of time to request the time off. So now you see companies saying, hey, they need 2 weeks notice before you request your time off. Whereas before, the unlimited PTO was just, you could request it whenever you want. So you could be working at work tonight and say, hey, I want to be off tomorrow, and it can be approved. But that's changing in the employment landscape. They have 401k match and full benefits and paid volunteer days. So why this role is different, you're not just onboarding customers here, you're helping companies keep their drivers safe and communities protected. And then plus Samba Safety's been named a top workplace multiple times. So that's huge. There's no cold calling in this role. It's a clear career path and actually meaningful work. And then it's a supportive team culture and a work-life balance that's not just talk. The must-haves here, they want 3 to 5 years experience with SaaS implementation experience, project management basics, and they want you to have a tech-savvy mindset, problem-solving skills, and experience with Salesforce or Jira, which are ticketing systems. Jira is a little bit not as smooth as Salesforce, that's how I'll put it, but Jira is also a ticketing system. And then a pro tip for this particular role, during your interviews, you probably, if you're called for an interview, you probably would want to highlight any experience you have managing multiple projects at once, right? They love seeing examples of how you've handled complex implementations while keeping customers happy. And then an important note, bachelor's degree or equivalent experience, and they're serious about finding people who can handle both the technical and customer facing aspects of the role. So if this opportunity resonates with you, I encourage you to apply. And our last opportunity is with Activus Connect. And so Activus Connect is looking for a luxury brand ambassador. It's a remote designer fashion role, $16.25 per hour plus benefits. It's an incredible opportunity for my luxury loving remote workers. We're talking high-end designer brand customer service from your home office. So time to level up your career in the fashion world. And so the quick rundown here, full-time remote position, 40 hours per week, $16.25 per hour. Starting pay, you have full benefits. Now there's a waiting period for their benefits to kick in. You have 60 days you have to work. So that's more of a probationary period than anything. They just don't list it that way. And then there's a company provided laptop, which is great. That's kind of awesome because you don't have to worry about it if you don't have your own laptop, if you don't have your own desktop. Activus Connect is going to provide equipment. I encourage you to look at all of the roles that are available with all of these companies. Don't just stop with the opportunity that I'm showcasing. This is just to let you know that this company is out here and they're hiring remote roles. You're going to be working with luxury fashion clients. And why this role is different, forget about boring customer service, right? This is luxury customer service. You're not just answering questions, you're creating bespoke experiences for high-end clients who live and breathe designer fashion. What makes this job? You're going to work with globally recognized brands. No cold calling, clients are coming to you. Flex your fashion knowledge daily and real career growth potential. And then you have a full benefits package. You actually get to use words like bespoke in your job. Now, the requirement for the tech setup. Although they're offering the equipment, they require you to have a hardwired internet. So no Wi-Fi is allowed. And they're serious about that. You need to have a wired USB headset, a webcam, and a second monitor. Now, the pro tip for this particular role, during interviews, you're going to show off your fashion knowledge, hands down. Even if you don't have luxury retail experience, being able to talk about trends and demonstrating genuine passion for high-end fashion can set you apart and give you that edge. And then you might want to also kind of prep examples of times when you provided top-tier customer service, because they're all about, or them being Activus Connect is all about that white glove experience. Now, an important note here, this role may require some non-traditional hours to accommodate customers' needs. So if you need a strict 9 to 5, this might not be your perfect fit, but I've got some other opportunities that I've talked about earlier. The perfect fit for this role is that you live and breathe luxury fashion, have amazing communication skills, love creating exceptional experiences, can work independently, and you know your product from your Gucci, right? So this is my final opportunity. All of the links will be in the description box. I'm going to set that up on my channel. This will be recorded, although it was live. This was an actual live session this evening. I'm going to be doing live sessions a couple times this week. I've got a lot of remote jobs that I've dug up and kind of researched for you and want to bring to your attention. And you know my motto, I always say, until the next time we meet, until the next video, be kind, keep it positive, and we can win if we don't quit.